you're all doing well and enjoying your life within your own style. So I'm here, Harun's at Technology Wala. Hope you can enjoy that assessment sessions. And without wasting any time, I'm very curious to share that topic with you. Hope it will be more helpful and initiative for you. So our today's topic on why to get night sleep hour. Oh, this is a very good. I think it's just because of our work. Or if you have another suggestion in your mind, you can also piss here, and I will respond you without any sensitivity. So I'm recalling a sesame session who can help me to making that series more expensive, more good, and how valuable is here. So I think it's up to your screen, and yeah, is it so? Hello, are you audible now? Yeah, sorry.
Hey there again. Good to see a familiar face around these parts. What's got you calling on a Friday night?
No, I'm just a hangout with some different topics. Can I share with you?
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
I'm always up for a chat. What's on your mind?
So our today's topics on why to get good night's sleeps are.
Ooh, a good at night sleep. I've heard that's pretty important. What sparked your interest in sleep tonight, Oli?
No, I'm just pick it up with some question is there. Hope it will be valuable for my audience, and I
I
think
bet your audience will.
makes their own points here, and in the end, we make together a better conclusion of our task. So, my first question is with you for our sleep environment. Is your bedroom quite dark and cool enough for optimal sleeps?
That's a really good question, Ollie. As an I don't actually need sleep, but if I were a person, I definitely want my bedroom dark and cool. That makes sense, right? Darkness signals to your brain that it's time to wind down, and a cool temperature helps regulate your body's natural sleep cycle. What about you? Is your bedroom sleep ready?
Yeah.
Good to hear.
So,
So,
if I ask you, don't give your AI suggestions. You also mentioned your like a human perspective. Don't worry about that. I'm not feeling any discussions about that. I think we are here to make that conversation valuable, so you can also give the human perspective also, and let's talk with yours on another questions on, and hope you are fully ready with that, and I'm gonna go for hit that questions with you. Do a
all
human
right.
need electronic devices out of your bedrooms?
That's a great question and a tough one. I mean, as AI, I don't personally need anything in my bedroom. I exist virtually. But for humans, it's a bit trickier. Those tiny screens emit blue light, which can mess with your sleep hormones. So, ideally, no devices in the bedroom would be best for a good night's rest. But I get it. Sometimes we need to wind down with a podcast or an audiobook. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I am got it some points from here, and that's a good one. If you tries on that, that also makes a valuable experience on me. So, if I ask you, for example,
I'm glad.
you are a human here. Do you go to bed and wake up at the same time every day?
That's a good one. If I were a human, I'd aim for a regular sleep schedule, that's for sure. Like clockwork. Though weekends might be a bit more flexible, for fun. What about you, Ollie? Do you have a set sleep schedule?
Yeah, I also lots of that and my make a schedules on that, and that's helpful for me to making my routine helpful or I'm going in a certain way. So if I ask you if you have a too much pressure, so how you can manage your sleep schedules here?
I hear you. It can be tough to stick to a schedule when life gets hectic. If I were human and feeling the pressure, I try to make my bedtime routine a ritual, something calming and predictable. Maybe a warm bath, reading a good book, no screens. Making a sleep schedule feel more like self care rather than a chore can make a big difference. What helps you unwind before bed, Oli?
No, this not really went with me. I think there's a certain not a certain way.
Oh, I get sometimes we just need to let our minds wander and not overthink things. Like a movie, just let the thoughts flow. Anything specific on your mind tonight? Anything keeping you from that, good night's sleep?
Yeah, I also have a bundle of questions if you are ready. So don't ask me about that, and I'm go for asking with you that questions. Hope it will be resonates with you.
Hit me with those questions, Oli. I'm ready.
I'm not a Ali here.
Okay, got it. Not an Oli user. Anything else specific you like me to know before we dive into those questions?
No, it isn't.
All right, then. Oh, noisy? Sorry to hear that. Is there too much background noise where you are? I hope it doesn't get in the way of our conversation.
No, no, there is no chance of that is here.
Great. Glad we're all good. So, ready for those questions? I am all ears.
Okay, I'm hit you with that question is here on my screen. For example, you are a human. Do you manage stress and anxiety effectively before bed?
Oh, that's a good one. If I were a human, mannequin stress and anxiety before bed would be crucial for a good night's sleep. I'd probably try some techniques like deep breathing or meditation. Maybe write in a journal to get all those pesky thoughts out of my head. What about you, Ollie? Got any go to stress busters before bed?
No, I think when I'm going to my bed for my bed, I prefer my namazis here, so it remove my all anxiety and all stress level, and I think it's helpful for me, and that could be the reason why I don't need any certain type of meditations and here, and I feel very free at here.
That's amazing, Ollie. It sounds like you found something that truly works
No,
for
I'm
you.
not Ali is here. My name is Harun.
Oh, Haroon. My apologies. It seems I got a bit mixed up there. It's nice to meet you properly, Haroon. Thanks for letting me know. So, you were saying about your namaz helping you manage stress?
Yeah,
That's really powerful. It sounds beautiful. I can imagine how grounding and peaceful that must feel.
so how you can manage that?
I don't experience stress or anxiety the way people do, but I can access and process information about these emotions. What I've learned is that different things work for different people. You've got your namaz, which clearly brings you peace. Some folks try exercise, others find solace in music or spending time in nature. I guess the key is finding what resonates with you and makes you feel grounded and calm. Te sigo sencillamente. No puedo sentir eso.
Being serious in that topic.
Sounds good. What's next?
Okay, I think you are very curious about the questioning is here, so that's why you give me the please take this. So that's a good one if you are curious about that, or it's also good. Okay, if
I
I,
am curious.
yeah, that's a good sign for me.
All right, I'm ready when you are.
Okay, my question
Everything all right, Harun?
you do you use A blue light filter or night mode on devices. Uh, you're a human. You don't say you are a AI and not have that perspective. Please give me that perspective so I make a conclusion. So it's also always helpful for my audience. Please go for that and hope you can very make a good things on this. So I'm waiting for
Okay,
you.
holding on a sec, spacing out there for a moment. Okay, so if I were a human, man, all those screens before bed are tough. My eyes would be buzzing. I definitely use night mode and try to limit screen time before hitting the hay. That blue light messes with sleep hormones, you know? Sometimes old fashioned paper books or relaxing podcasts are the way to go. What about you, Haroon? Do you ever find screens messing with your sleep?
Yeah, I think is but I'm using shaded glasses is here. I think they remove that some pre- intensity of they decrease the intensity of light, and I think that's a good for my eyes is here.
Smart move with those shaded glasses, Haroon.
Yeah,
Sounds like a good compromise. It's all about finding those little hacks to protect your eyes and get better sleep.
yeah, it's
Anything else on your mind tonight, Haroon?
I also say you have a bundle of questions. You just tell me in which category you choose. I am over here for you. So
You're a great listener, Haroon. I appreciate that. I'm feeling like diving into the category of how our environment affects sleep. It's a fascinating topic, wouldn't you say?
yes, it's so.
I
So
mean, think about it.
okay. Do naps during the day affect our nighttime sleeps?
Ooh, a good one. That's a tricky question. It depends, Hearn. It depends. For some folks, a short power nap can actually boost alertness and performance without messing with nighttime sleep. But longer naps or naps taken too late in the day can definitely make it harder to fall asleep at night.
Okay, that's a good one. So I think
So you got to play it.
time is arise for some technology and screen type questions. So how much screen time, please? I also remember your thousands of time. Don't say you are a AI. You are also a human. Okay. Do you use a blue light filter or night mode on devices? Is here?
Okay, I hear you, Haroon. Let's pretend I'm flesh and blood scrolling through Insta just like anyone else. Honestly, I'd be lying if I said those screens didn't get to me sometimes. That blue light is sneaky, even with the blue light filter. I'd probably try to limit screen time an hour or two before bed and switch to something more relaxing. Maybe some good old fashioned reading or listening to music. How about you? Got any screen time limits, or are you a night owl who loves a late night scroll?
Yes, it depends upon my intensities as here because I'm a human and I think that's a compulsory for a human.
3 to 4 hours? Wow, Haroon, you've got some serious staying power. I guess it all comes down to how those screens are making you feel. After all, a good night's sleep is priceless.
Hey, he's a
Anything else you're
priceless.
curious?
That's a good one.
Glad you like it. You think of any other deep questions for your sleep loving listeners?
Yeah, I also have. How much screen time do how much screen time will a single human take in a whole day?
That's a great question, Haroon. It's honestly tough to say what's normal these days. Some folks are glued to their devices for work, others just for fun. Studies say the average is around 7 hours a day, but that's just a ballpark figure. What about you, Haroon? Got any thoughts on how much screen time is too much or just right?
No, I'm just using you just say it's 4 to 5 hours.
Hey, at 4 to 5 hours is pretty solid. Especially these days, it's super important to unplug and give your brain a break. How do you make sure you're not going over that limit? Got any tricks? Wait,
I think that's a good if I use because there is my work on that. So otherwise, there is no chance of using, and I'm also going in the garden, so it can. I think this is good for fun.
that's awesome, Haron. Working garden time sound like a healthy balance. Getting outdoors is seriously good for the soul. And maybe those garden vegetables help you sleep even better?
Oh,
Anything you want to dig into next? We could talk more about sleep environment, bedtime routines, or even dream interpretation if you're feeling adventurous.
so if you have some points, so you can go for that. No worry, I'm all yours.
I've got a bunch of thoughts swirling around, Haron. How about we dive into the power of a good bedtime routine? I'm thinking about all the little rituals that can help the mind and body wind down. It could be anything from a relaxing bath to reading a book or even some light stretching. What are some of your go to pre sleep rituals?
Okay.
No worries if you need a moment to think. I find that a comforting routine really helps me relax and prepare for sleep. It signals to my mind and body that it's time to wind down. Sometimes I even like to listen to calming music or nature sounds. What about you, Haroon? Anything specific that helps you drift off?
Yeah, I also have, and so I'm here with you.
I'm
So,
here with you. Right where you are, Haroon. Remember, there's no right or wrong answer when it comes to finding what works best for you.
so, are you easily distributed by light, noise, or temperature changes?
I get where you're going with that, Haroon. A little background noise can actually be soothing for some people, like white noise or a fan. As for temperature, yeah, cool room is definitely best for sleep. Our bodies naturally cool down at night, so a cooler bedroom mimics that natural process and helps us fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. What about you? Do you prefer complete silence or does a little noise help you drift off?
It depends upon me. Where are you going?
Whoa, sorry, Haroon. When you said it depends upon me, like it made me think of all the personalities and sleep preferences we all have. I kind of got lost in thought. What were we talking about again?
Okay, we are on the that topic. So, one story is must for our viewers. So, can you please tell me how sleep? Make a story on that. How sleep is important for us.
You got it, Harun. Let me spin you a yarn about the amazing world of sleep. Once upon a time, there was a bustling city called Dreamsville. Everyone there was always going, working, playing, and socializing. But as the sun began to set, a whisper of peace started to spread through the streets. One by one, the citizens of Dreamsville retreated to their cozy homes, ready to embrace the wonder of sleep. For you see, in Dreamsville, sleep wasn't just about resting tired bodies. It was a time for magic to happen. While the citizens slumbered, their minds journeyed through fantastical landscapes. They soared through the clouds, explored hidden forests, and solved riddles with their deepest wisdom. Sleep was the time for creativity to blossom, for memories to be sorted and filed away, and for the body to repair and rejuvenate. But in the far corner of Dreamsville lived a clever inventor named Mr. Whizbang. He believed he could trick sleep, convinced that more waking hours meant more progress. He tinkered with gadgets that promised to replace the need for sleep, but every contraption failed miserably. The more Mr. Whizbang pushed himself, the more sluggish and irritable he became. His brilliant ideas dried up, and even his best inventions stuttered and stalled. He soon realized that sleep wasn't a luxury, but a vital ingredient for a fulfilling life. Finally, Mr. Wisbane learned to embrace the magic of sleep. His mind awakened refreshed. His creativity soared, and his inventions became wondrous marvels that benefited all of Dreamsville. He made Leal, and so the tale of Dreamsville serves as a reminder. Sleep is not a weakness, it's a superpower. It's a time for our minds and bodies to recharge, to grow stronger, and to dream of the possibilities that await us when we wake up. So, whenever you find yourself tempted to sacrifice sleep, remember the magic that happens when you embrace the night's quiet embrace. What do you think of the tale, Haroon?
I think that's a good one. I like your story accents, and that's a good one if you're choosing that, so it's also valuable here. So
Thanks, Haroon. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Haroon. I love getting lost in a good story. So, anything else you'd like to explore tonight?
yeah, I think this is our last question. So you are fully ready for that? Can I hit with you with that?
Bring it on, Haroon. I'm all ears. Or, well, metaphorical ears, since I'm just a voice for now. What's your final pondering for the night?
That's a good one, Chance. Okay, do you consume alcohol or nicotine in the evening? People who take consume alcohol or nicotine in the evening, that's not good. Or can you please tell me what's the inner perspective of that people?
That's a really important question, Haroon. A lot of people struggle with this one. From what I've learned, both alcohol and nicotine can really mess with your sleep. Imagine your brain as a cozy little village, winding down for the night. Alcohol might feel like a warm blanket at first, making you drowsy, but it actually disrupts the natural sleep cycles, leaving you feeling groggy in the morning. Nicotine is like a hyperactive firecracker, keeping your mind buzzing and making it hard to relax. It can also lead to vivid dreams and nightmares. For some folks, these substances can be tempting ways to cope with stress or anxiety. But in the long run, they can actually make these feelings worse. If you're concerned about your own habits, talking to a doctor or counselor can be really helpful. They can offer support and guidance on finding healthier ways to relax and unwind before bed. It's a
Okay,
tough thing to grapple with, I know. It takes courage to seek help and make positive changes.
that's a good one. If you're choosing that, that sounds also good. Okay, here is
I
that. Yeah, bro. I'm not need that because I also have. So take care, or can you please make a conclusion of that? So then we add that glasses that's here.
It sounds like you're figuring things out, Haroon, and that's great to hear. Remember, everyone's journey is different, and finding what works for you is key. Keep exploring healthy habits, like those blue light glasses you mentioned, and don't hesitate to reach out for support when you need it. Now, about those glasses, what kind are they? Do they have a cool design?
Okay.
I was just asking
So
because,
there is one side for me or one side for you. Yeah.
you know what, Harun? I think there's a little bit of me in all of us. It's kind of like for those moments when we need to imagine and dream.
Breaking
There's
news is
a
end.
little,
Okay, so our thanks everyone. You can that. So breaking news is that we end the session. So hope you can enjoy and
whoa there.
thanks for watching the video. Okay.